All right, light up those pumpkins, everybody, because we are live. Let's see who else is awake and alive out there tonight. Happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. Welcome to it. If you're new here, my name is Matt. We are Halloween Daily News, and this is Michael Myers Monday live, our weekly gathering, chat fest, conversation, hangout, and just all around geek fest around all things Michael Myers and the Halloween movie franchise. And right now, it is all about Halloween Ends because we are less than 2 weeks away. It is unbelievable. Welcome to it. Welcome to October. It's first Monday in October. It's our time. It's our month. And it's Michael's time. And of course, to all of our returning friends, what's up, everybody? Happy Michael Myers Monday. Thank you for joining me tonight. If you're here, that means you made it through another week and you made it through another Monday, more importantly. And we always say that in itself is reason enough to celebrate, if nothing else. And we've got a lot to celebrate right now because, like I said, we are about to have a brand new Halloween movie in our faces. Can you guys believe it? The time is almost upon us. So happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. All right, we're going to turn over here to the live chat for just a minute. I see some channel members right off the bat. The great Patrick Ring and AC Fall Guy, Brett Patrick, all great channel members. It's just $5 a month. And it doesn't guarantee that you get the first shout out every single night, but I just saw those guys first. But it's easy to see them because they got the custom emojis and the custom badges and all that stuff you can do just for $5 a month. Plus, every now and then, you get early access to a couple of our pre-recorded videos. And there'll be some other cool perks to come up eventually once we get a few more members. So think about that. Hit the join button if you want to know more. Let's see who else is in the live chat tonight. Pika has checked in. Michael Audrey Myers is here. Jenny, of course. I love that comment about Silver Shamrock and hearing it in Salem too. How perfect. I love that. Michael Myers Mason is here. What's up? Erica has checked in as well. Let's see. The Little Merkin is here. Tim Leal lighting up some jack-o'-lanterns. Rob Windsor, one of our regular friends here. Art79 in the house. Art H79. Visible Saint is here. Let's scroll up. Of course, Phil, our buddy. Gerardo, thank you for being here as well. Megan, lighting it up. I love it. Anthony's here. David Suber as well. What's up, man? Thanks for being here tonight. Darlene, lots of friends in the house tonight. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. Well, obviously, you guys are here for an exciting time because the event of the year is almost upon us. And we've got some Halloween Ends stuff to talk about, as if you didn't know. We got quite a bit to talk about. Michael Myers is everywhere. Michael Myers is all over the news right now, even in some unexpected places. And I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. There's a brand new trailer that dropped over the weekend during that NBC special that nobody saw coming. We're going to talk about that quite a bit in just a little bit. I've been able to uncover and confirm some new cast members and just a tiny bit about who they're playing, and we're going to talk about that. If you don't want to know, then I guess spoiler alert. But again, if anything I'm going to talk about tonight is not spoilery as far as I'm concerned. But if you don't want to know anything that's not been put out there yet officially, but I'm just excited to learn some of this info and be able to share it with you guys. And of course, we'll do shout outs towards the end. But we always like to start off these live streams on Monday night. I usually do with some kind of show and tell. And sometimes it's something we have in stock, like the HN's masks. Of course, we don't have them in stock right now, unfortunately. But our next shipment is shipping out from Trick or Treat this week. We should have them in hand next week. So you can place pre-order on our site right now if you want. HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop. But my show and tell tonight is something from my own personal shelf. Something that I picked up in our travels just recently within the last week. You guys know I've been hunting for this. And I'll show you the box first, and then I'll show it to you out of the box because I've already taken it out. But you guys know, I know some of you guys know, some of the collectors watching already know what this is. This is the brand new bobblehead by Royal Baubles, Michael and Bob bobblehead. It is a Hot Topic exclusive. I told the story a couple weeks ago where I almost bought one of these at Mad Monster Expo, and I waited till the very end of the convention, and it was still there, and I was like, oh my god, I'm just going to snatch it up, and he wanted $150 for it because it was sold out at all the Hot Topics and online, and blah blah blah. I didn't go for that, and since then I was on a mission to find one for retail price at or right around $37, and that's what I found. You guys know we've been traveling around doing various events and stuff. We were in Virginia last week for a day, and we do the Hello hunting. But whenever I'm at a mall or anywhere where there's a Hot Topic, I'm always looking for any of these exclusives that I don't have yet. And that was my hope, that I might be able to find it at a physical store. And I did. So, of course, I had to get it. Paid the regular $37 retail price. Very happy with it. You can see the packaging here in line with the other Royal Baubles. You guys know how it goes by now. I'll shoot some better showcase video at a later date. We'll share that here on a different Monday and in a separate video on the channel. But so excited to share this guy. I've been collecting the Michael figures for a while now, and the baubles, I've got quite a few. They're not all made by Royal Baubles, but this is, I think, my fourth one by this company. They did the young Michael that we own. They did the Ghost Bob, the scene that comes after this when Michael's wearing the sheet, and Bob's glasses, and we also just recently got the Spirit limited edition, Spirit exclusive, where it's Michael with the hedge. But this one I've been looking for and finally got it. Got a nice Loomis quote here on the back of the package. You must be ready for him. If you don't, it's your funeral. All right, here, let me show you this guy so you can see what we're talking about. Here he is. And these things are heavy duty resin too. They are not like lightweight plastic like some similar products. And you can see it's twisted just a little bit out that way. So the way I'm holding it, you get the better view. But it is that iconic scene. Everybody loves this scene so much. It's such a classic scene. Michael doing the head tilt. So very fitting that his head's kind of wobbling, doing its own constant tilting back and forth right here. God, Bob looks great. Can you see? I mean, it's got blood detail down here on the floor. Bob, of course, still wearing his glasses at this point. This will look really great next to Michael wearing the sheet and Bob's glasses, which we already own. But oh man, I love this. This is so cool. We've talked about it on here before. Probably the coolest Michael Myers bobblehead collectible ever. I mean, there's just so much to it, and it's just such an amazing, iconic scene that everybody remembers. I mean, even as a little kid, my earliest memories of watching this movie, I remember that scene, and the head tilt, and Bob, the feet, and all of it. Oh man, so good. Anyway, super happy with this, and super shout out to Royal Baubles, not because they hooked us up and sent this or anything like that. Not getting paid to do this, paid full price, like I said, and happy to do so because they are knocking it out of the park with this year's Baubles. And to that Hot Topic location at Greenbrier in Virginia Beach, shout out to them as well because they had a bunch of these in stock. They also had the new Hot Topic exclusive Sam Bauble, also by Royal Baubles. They had the Ghost Face. They had a bunch of cool new T-shirts from all of those franchises, and lots more. But that was what I was there for, and I was actually pleasantly surprised to find it when we did. All right. Here, did you guys see this? Michael Myers, like I said, making news everywhere right now. Well, actually, before we go into that, I did want to bring up one quick thing about the mask. Because I told you guys... we got the mask in stock. They sold as soon as they were listed, sold out. And what I want to do real quick, though, is we're going to hit on just a couple little items here before we get into our main Halloween ends discussion, okay? Did you see that Michael Myers, talk about Michael Myers being everywhere right now, okay? Michael Myers, the Today Show, I don't know if they featured it on the show. I imagine they probably did. I didn't see it on the show, but I did see this article. Halloween villain Michael Myers haunts New Hampshire home in viral real estate listing. And of course, we have to absolutely share this and talk about this on Michael Myers Monday. Look at that shot right there. So this real estate agent, Tommy Bolduck in New Hampshire, is, he's listing a house, taking pictures, selling the house. And he got the great idea to put Michael Myers in the shots, and he's in every shot. Like even that one right there, if you zoom in, you can just barely see Michael in one of the windows. Sometimes it's subtle here, he's kind of lurking in the background. You can zoom in on these and see. I'll put the link in the description. There he is behind a tree. And then some are a little more overt, like this one, a real playful shot of Michael on a bed. But yeah, making national news in many ways. So I guess our first shout out, we'll do shout outs later, but our first shout out would have to go to Tommy Bolduck, New Hampshire's coolest and spookiest real estate agent, I guess. You would make Strode Realty proud, for sure, Tommy. You would definitely make Strode Realty proud. And like I said, Michael Myers is literally everywhere. Let's go over here. Did you guys see this today? Bloody Disgusting broke this story. Michael Myers has joined the Chia Pet family. This is not a joke. This is for real. I put the link for you to order this in the description of this video. This is an actual, officially licensed Halloween 2, shout out to Dick Warlock, Michael Myers Chia Pet. You know the Chia Pet. You know, maybe you don't. Maybe you're too young to know. But those of you of my generation remember the Chia Pet commercials and so forth. This is just wild. And you gotta love that it comes with the blood tears because it is Halloween 2 after all. But yeah, if you don't know what Chia Pet is, it's these sculptures. And by the way, guys, now they've got they've got Pennywise as well. I saw Elvira is also on the website. They got a whole bunch, but this is the coolest. This is the coolest one for sure. Like I said, I did put the Amazon affiliate link for you to purchase this guy for $23 from Amazon in the description of this video. It says there's only 3 left at the moment, so snatch it up. I know Patrick's gonna hit that order button if he doesn't already have it, which he probably already does. But yeah, I'll probably have to get me one of them. Never wanted a Chia Pet before, but they never did Michael Myers either. And I thought it might be fun as we move into to Halloween ends. if we just take a look quick, I posted a poll, just a fun poll on the YouTube community tab earlier, a few days ago. And, just not trying to start anything or mean anything, but just a fun little who will survive and Halloween ends. And it was a multiple choice, you could say Michael, Laurie, Allison, Lindsay, or Corey. I would have put more people, but they only let me put 5 options on there. So, we got some comments and we got a lot of votes. And so I thought we'd read the official results. Again, nothing scientific here. And again, I'm not obsessing over who's going to live, who's going to die in this movie, because that's the whole thing. It's the end of the saga, the Michael versus Laurie saga. Bring it on. That's all good. But as I've said before on here, we've seen them both die before at different times. So all that really means is they're dead for now. But in this movie, who will survive? Well, shouldn't come as a surprise. But the winner, although not super overwhelming, 53% of you said Michael Myers will survive. Which to me kind of indicates you think everybody else probably won't. That being said, Laurie placed second with 24% of the total votes. Allison came in third place at 18%, and you guys are pretty sure that Lindsay and Corey are not going to survive this film because Lindsay came in at a very distant 3%, and Corey only got 2% of the votes. So there we go. And that was from, I think, a little over 400 votes total after a couple days of being posted there. And then there's this as well. Have you guys seen the official Halloween Ends video game? That's right. Did you see? They put out a video game online. Not the one we might have been hoping for, mind you, but still pretty damn cool nonetheless. Check this out. I did put the link to this in the description before we got going tonight, so you can find it when we're done here. It's at escape.halloweenmovie.com, and it's just a real simple but kind of fun, kind of cool online video game here where you're Laurie Strode trying to get away from Michael Myers. And you'll see right here, if you go and grab these weapons, then that kind of helps Laurie. But man, this Michael, I've already played a couple times, and I don't make it more than a few seconds each time. So you got to kind of outrun him. Oh, he's stabbing me. I need a weapon. Oh, there's no weapons. Oh, there's a gun. See, I shot him. Oh, this is the longest I ever lasted. And see, there you go. We'll fight again one more time. I mean, it's not so much fighting as it's running for your life. So he's stabbing me. Oh, I missed the bat, see? Anyway, for a non-gamer like me, it's pretty cool, pretty fun. And of course, since our last live stream, which was last Tuesday for that epic final trailer breakdown. By the way, thanks for all you that joined me for that. That was a blast, as always. We had some more HN's news throughout the week. The trailer, of course, dropped on Tuesday, as promised. And we did our breakdown. We discussed it in depth. But that was just the beginning of a busy week. Because a new featurette was released with some behind-the-scenes interviews with Jamie Lee Curtis and other members of the cast. And then we learned about this Halloween in Hollywood primetime special that NBC would be airing on Saturday night to promote Halloween Ends specifically, but to celebrate 44 years of the Halloween franchise, to celebrate Universal's place in horror history, and also to celebrate Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. Kind of all the coolest things about Universal in one special with Michael at the center. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in just a minute. But today, there was yet another featurette released with Jamie talking some more. And I'm not going to play that right now, but there were some more cool images that have been released that I do want to look at for just a minute. And again, you can get a better look at these at HalloweenDailyNews.com. But we've remarked that we haven't seen a ton of Allison in the earlier marketing on this, and here we are on the home stretch now, where the marketing is just really going into overdrive. Kind of happy to see a nice fresh shot of Allison, played by Andy Matichak, and we get two shots here. This one, I think, is the full shot that was featured inside one of the soundtrack vinyl packaging, the inside packaging of the soundtrack vinyl set. And that is Andy as Allison with our Corey Cunningham character that we're going to meet in this film, played by Rowan Campbell. And again, I've remarked before, like, man, all we've really seen is so much Michael and Laurie, almost no Allison, Lindsay, Hawkins. And so, again, I'm kind of happy to get some of these images of some of these other returning characters. And there's Hawkins coming into what appears to be, we're kind of thinking this is Laurie's house. It's that red house that I got to brag for a minute, but it's that red house we took you to first, way back in January of this year. Right after they painted it red for the production, and I told you that they painted it red for the production. So yeah, when you're looking for the very first photos ever shot of that house as a location for Halloween Ends, that'd be us, Halloween Daily News. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, we're gonna call it Laurie's house for now. I guess we don't, I'm not convinced for sure that it's absolutely her house, but we're certainly being led to believe that at this point. So Hawkins coming in there looking kind of disheveled and worried. And then we get a cool shot of James Jude Courtney as the Shape. And I did zoom in on that truck. That is a Prevost Towing and Repair. And I'm unclear who he is about to attack here. And a new shot of Laurie with Lindsay looking very worried. And, again, I've said, where's the Kyle Richards footage? What, is she not going to be in this movie more than like a quick cameo or something? But I go back to thinking that hopefully, some of this marketing was purposefully focusing on a small portion of this film. And that's why we've seen mainly shots of this Michael-Laurie battle, mainly within this one location, which has been the majority of the footage we've seen until Saturday night, of course. And I'm going to get into that trailer in just a minute. And here's a great shot. We saw this shared online a few weeks ago. It's from that Total Film magazine article. But man, what a wicked cool shot. The mask looks badass here, and that gleaming bright red on the knife. Yeah, that's more than just a blood-stained knife. That is like gleaming from some brake lights or a stoplight or something, but it looks badass right here. And again, I'm not going to obsess over, counting fingers and who's behind the mask and all that stuff. We're at the stage now where, like I've been saying the last few weeks, it's the Shape, it's Michael. That's what we're being led to believe at this point. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that's who it is. And if there's twists and surprises coming, then bring it on. And this shot, I really love too. Nice, clean shot of the right side of the mask. And there's that house, that red house in Savannah, Georgia, that Who took you to first? I'm sorry, I'll stop saying that. I'll probably still say it about once a week. But okay, and there's a few others out there that were released today, but most of them we've seen in other formats and talked about already. You can see more at HalloweenDailyNews.com right now. And while we're talking about new images, I would be remiss if we didn't talk about this new Dolby Cinema Halloween Ends poster with the gold tint. I like the detail of seeing Laurie's pissed off face reflected in the blade down below. The mask looks really awesome. Blackest eyes. This is a cool poster. Of course, I could do without the giant Dolby logo, but, you know, I get it. All right, I'm going to check in with the live chat over here for a minute. And then we're going to get into kind of a dual discussion of this new trailer and some of our new cast members and new characters that we're going to meet in this movie, because you know, this new trailer, and you guys can start commenting if you have watched it yet. It is streaming on Peacock right now. It premiered Saturday night. Okay. We became aware, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday of last week, we became aware that NBC was going to air a special called Halloween in Hollywood. And Jamie Lee Curtis, John Carpenter, all these people were going to be featured in it. And it was going to be basically hyping the release of Halloween Ends, but also celebrating the franchise itself. And on the larger scale, celebrating Halloween Horror Nights, Universal Pictures, Place in Horror, all that good stuff, right? So it premiered at 8 p.m. on Saturday night on NBC. And so I watched it when it premiered. And then the next day, it started streaming on Peacock. And I checked today, and it is streaming on Peacock, but it looks like it's only on Peacock Premium that you got to pay for. I was able to rewatch it, though, on demand through my cable provider, you know, good old cable box. So if you still got one of those, you might be able to find it on demand on NBC that way. That's how I was able to rewatch it, because I don't have Peacock Premium. But it was a pretty good special if you didn't see it. But let me hear if you guys saw it, and then I'll go into a little bit about what they showed, and we'll talk a little bit about this trailer and take a look at some of this new footage. Okay, David says you can watch it on the NBC app too for free. Okay, good. Patrick watched it yesterday on Peacock. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a pretty cool thing. I mean, it, you know, I didn't know what to expect because it just kind of came out of nowhere. And but you know, they had Chris Hardwick hosting, and yeah, they had all the principal people talking. And at one point, I even tweeted, I was like, I think they kind of got some of their questions from our interviews, where we always ask everybody, you know, what's your favorite Halloween costume, and did you celebrate Halloween as a kid, and all that stuff. Yeah, they were asking a lot of just random NBC Universal employee celebrities, similar questions to what we ask in every interview that we do. So yeah, I'll say yeah, the NBC execs, they're watching Halloween Daily News interviews and taking notes. Pika's going to be at the Jamie Lee panel Saturday, Comic-Con. Nice. Yeah, give me the scoop on what you get, man, on what happens. Erica didn't even know the special was on, no promotion or lack thereof. Yeah, I mean, again, we learned about it I want to say it was like Thursday, maybe 48 hours before it was airing. And I put an article up real quick, shared it around. But yeah, I very little promotion until like right before. So, but it was amazing how many people they did have featured on it. Like I said, Carpenter was in it, Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, um, and even Robert Englund, among others. It was pretty cool. And at the end, because they were hyping the whole time, even in the description and from the very beginning, they were like, stay tuned, because at the end, we're going to give you a sneak peek at Halloween Ends and a final message from the final girl. Like, these were the two, like, Jamie Lee Curtis kind of opened the thing and closed the thing with, like, her, what they called the final message from the final girl, right? All really hitting home that this is a 44-year-old thing that's been going on, Laurie Strode, Michael Myers, and it's coming to an end here, right? End of the saga. So it gets to the end, and she has this really emotional moment, and I could probably play a few seconds of it here in a minute. But and then she says, "Here's your sneak peek," and I'm expecting basically what we've already seen, maybe a slightly remixed version, maybe a slightly shorter version of the final trailer, something like that, right? And no, it's an entirely alternate trailer, a third trailer. And it actually features a lot of new footage. Now, again, spoiler warning if you don't want to see or know anything about anything beyond what you already know. But that being said, again, I wouldn't be talking about it, certainly at this stage, if I thought it was spoiling anything that we don't already really know at this point. In fact, what it does do, I mean, this trailer is a lot more like what I kind of envisioned the final trailer last week being. Because they hyped it so much, and I say the final trailer because that's what they titled it. That's what Universal titled it on YouTube, is the final, like they hyped it, the final Halloween trailer, right? And it's clearly, to build on this, the end of the Michael Laurie saga. Okay, we get that. But it wasn't the final trailer, actually, because they did have this other one. I don't know, maybe this other one was going to be released at another time, and they decided not to. Maybe it's probably going to be released still in the next few days. I don't know, but what are they going to call it? Final trailer? I don't know. But yeah, it begins, and we'll take a look at some bits of it here in just a minute and do a quick little breakdown. But yeah, it actually does what I was thinking the other trailer might do, and I said maybe we'll get to see a little bit outside of this battle between Michael and Laurie that we've been getting a lot of in that first teaser and in the second trailer, and in these TV spots, these online promos. It's all kind of, we've said before, it's all kind of the same outfits, the same wallpaper, the same location, all kind of one scene that we're getting a lot of. So I'm like, surely that can't be the whole movie. And I mean, even to play devil's advocate and say, let's say that's all from the climactic finale battle, right? And that we're seeing all now. Well, that still doesn't change the fact that we've got a whole rest of a movie either leading up to that or after that or whatever, to experience that has not been featured in that. And part of that is going to be other characters other than our main returning characters. And I talked last week about Willie the Kid, this DJ character that we first talked about way back in February when we had some exclusive photos sent to us from the set, and we talked about it here on a Monday, and we didn't make a big huge deal about it. We didn't do an article on the site about it. It was kind of a thing for the people that were here. And then last week I brought it up again. We talked a little bit more about the radio station and those photos that were sent to us from Savannah when they were shooting, and a little bit about Willie the Kid. Because I was just guessing that maybe, we might get a little taste of this DJ character in the final trailer. Again, I'm going to keep saying it that way because that's the way they titled it. Sorry. So, and he was featured in there. Not as much as I thought. He's just in it kind of quickly. But this new trailer, this third one, is actually begins exactly the way in my head. And I didn't know this. It was just in my head, like knowing David Gordon Green's quotes in the Total Film interview about the DJ character and how he kind of likened him. Well, I don't even know that he likened him to The Fog. I just, knowing that John Carpenter's filmography is an influence on this film. Christine, a big one, but the larger filmography. I like the idea that maybe this is our Adrienne Barbeau DJ character-esque for this movie, kind of hearkening to Carpenter's The Fog. And in other words, you know, a way that they could make some fun commentary about Michael Myers and even ask certain meta questions about Michael Myers, like is he supernatural, is he not, through this DJ character, and let him kind of voice some of this stuff in what would be kind of a fun way. And so this third trailer actually does that and kind of does begin that way with a bit of Willie the Kid narrating, very much like I kind of suspected they were going to do in that final trailer. So anyway, it was just kind of mind blowing to see that and not even to be expecting that. So I'm going to take a breath and then we're going to pull that up here, and you guys are going to help me break it down because and the second half of the trailer is mostly more of kind of like the final trailer, like the one you know, that we've already seen, the stuff we've already seen. But like the first minute or so is a lot of stuff, and specifically some of these other characters. And again, who knows how big a role these new characters, the new blood to this franchise, are going to have. And again, spoiler warning, because the trailer, you know, gives some pretty strong hints of where some of this might be going. But again, we've seen some of this in the previous stuff, so if you've been watching every week, you've already seen it. But in all fairness, all right, now I'm going to stop saying that because I don't think it's plot spoilery. But like I said, I'm actually happy to see a little bit more footage of something outside of that kitchen fight with Michael and Laurie, or that stairway with that wallpaper. You know what I mean? Because I mean that looks epic. That's going to be great. But I mean they've clearly made a concerted effort for the majority of this campaign up until Saturday night, really, if you ask me, to really focus on that, with the exception of that one sentence in the official synopsis about Corey Cunningham and seeing some of him in this trailer, or in the marketing even. And he's in this new one, of course, but we also, like I said, we get a little bit more time with some of these other new characters, new cast members, and some of which I've been able to confirm who they are in real life. And so we'll talk about that, and we'll kind of talk about that as we're going through the trailer, and I'll tell you what I've learned. All right. I'm going to take a drink and a breath, and then we'll get into it. Rob says, own a restaurant, don't watch a lot of TV. Anybody sees things like this on, please let me know. Much appreciated. Yeah, we tried to let everybody know, but it was very last minute. And I mean, it didn't look like it was thrown together very last minute, because they did have, you know, like I said, a ton of people on it, but some of the just, you know, random celebrity, hey, what's your favorite Halloween memory stuff, was clearly like a quick, like, while we're doing something else, or send us a cell phone video real quick. But it was pretty cool, nonetheless. The coolest part was really that it's Universal, you know, owning their place in horror, which they should, and they did reference the classics. And by the way, I did appreciate that in the clips, it was mostly 78, 2018 kills and ends, right? That was almost all the Myers you saw. But there was a few shots from Halloween 2 81, which, of course, also distributed by Universal Pictures, and rightfully so. Shout out to Dick Warlock. Let's see. David says, where did you get that shirt? And what does it say on it? Thanks. Great show as always. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. This shirt, where did I get this? What it says is every day is Halloween. And it's a Halloween 07 shirt. It's technically Tyler made Michael Myers licensed. You can see he's got like the brown coveralls, but it's basically like Baby Myers, Lil Myers, and he's carving his jack-o'-lantern with his knife, you know. And it says every day is Halloween, kind of our motto here, our way of life. And yeah, where did I get it though? You know, this might have been like a Spencer's or a Hot Topic. I want to say it probably was from a few years ago. I just know when it said every day is Halloween, you know, like whenever I see something that says every day is Halloween, especially with Michael Myers' face on it, well, you know, it's usually meant to be, destined to be for us. All right. Young Major in the house. What's up, man? Happy Triple M. Vibes. We have the Kills mask on our site to purchase right now. Yes. We do have Kills in stock right now. Yes, we do. The Ends mask we do have listed on the site. It's currently technically a back order because we've got our second shipment. It's supposed to ship out this week, and that means it should arrive next week. But again, I can't guarantee that until I see a shipping order and all that stuff. But anyway, that is listed on the site right now as well. But yes, the Kills, they're in stock right now. So you order one of those, buddy. Yeah, that'll ship out tomorrow. Yes, I think it was an artist drawing up. I wish I knew the name of the artist. All right. Let's go over here. And I think what we'll do. Hang on, guys. Let me pull this up. All right. Here, maybe we'll just here. We'll listen to Jamie's intro for just a minute. All right, let's All right, so here's what we'll do. We'll listen to just a little bit of her big emotional farewell, and then we'll go through the trailer, kind of like we do a normal breakdown, but a slightly abbreviated version because it's late and I'm tired, y'all. But there's a lot to talk about in this trailer, so I want to get on into it. But first, here is Jamie Lee Curtis.
And so now I say goodbye. And thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you who has carried Laurie Strode as a sister, a daughter, and a friend. Halloween Ends, the conclusion of David Gordon Green's magnificent trilogy, arrives in theaters and streams exclusively on Peacock on October 14th. And tonight, I'm thrilled to share a sneak peek with you. Now, I'm going to let the 44 years of movies be my lasting statement, and let this film be my final girl, final action. But before I do, I just want to say again, thank you, and happy Halloween, everyone.
All right, so now there we go. Happy Halloween, everyone. I mean, look, say what you want. Yeah, she's a producer. Yeah, she's doing her job selling the movie, but to see her get emotional in these set videos from the final day of shooting, to hear these stories, to see in these interviews, how teary she's getting. Look, I think she means it when she's talking about the fact that this movie 44 years ago gave her career. Yeah, she was already, the daughter of two massive movie stars, so, you could argue that, she had a certain path already paved for her, but that's not guaranteed. You see that all the time, that just the famous name might get you in the door, but it doesn't, so I think there is some real emotion there, and, it is touching to see. For me, anyway. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think, but I appreciate that. All right, so here we go, and there is the red house. And sorry, a little bit of the bottom of the screen is a little bit cropped out. I'll see if I can make that a little bit better as we go along here. But let's and again, we'll just call it. Obviously, interesting here. Almost no decorations, but there's Lori. Maybe she's hanging up a decoration. Maybe this is a few days before Halloween. I don't know. A few days before October, maybe, but. And again, I've got to have the volume. I can't really be playing the volume here because we're going to get a copyright strike or something. But if you haven't seen this, what you're hearing right now is exactly what I was kind of wanting to hear in that final trailer, which is a little bit of Willie the Kid.
It is Halloween. Can you believe it?
We see Lori lighting a jack-o'-lantern, and we hear this voice on the radio that we know is going to be Willie the Kid, this DJ that works at this infamous radio tower, saying that it's Halloween, can you believe it? We get that trick-or-treating scene, and then here, where'd you see this image first? Well, that was right here at HDN. We told you last week, just like we told you way back in February, that the radio station that David Gordon Green mentions and talks about in the commentary to the extended cut of Halloween Kills, that they went back and specifically digitally placed into Halloween Kills because he had this idea for it in this film and ends. Well, this is it. You can see a bit of the tower, the bottom of it right there. This is the radio station, WURG, giving you the urge is their tagline. It is WURG 94.9, Haddonfield's home for new rock. And we know this because, as I told you last week, this station is playing in Halloween Kills right after Vanessa and Marcus's car is crashed by Tivoli. He gets away and Tommy approaches it. And if you listen real close on the radio, they're talking about Willie the Kid's show here on WURG 94.9.
What's gonna get our moms out?
And that is Willie the Kid, this character that we've talked about. He is played by Karan Harris. And he's saying, what's going to get our monster out? And he's got some really cool lines here. And like I speculated before, here, let me see if I can get the bottom of that screen a little more on there for you guys. Sorry about that. There we go. Again, he is a DJ working at this radio station, WURG, Willie the Kid. We knew there was going to be a DJ working there, a character Willie the Kid, from those set photos that we saw, which we now confirm. If you didn't think they were legit before, they're definitely legit and for real. And he's got some pretty good lines to kick off this trailer. Again, I'm trying not to stop at every single frame, but there's so much good stuff in here and stuff that I don't even remember seeing in any of this other marketing. But a very creepy, cool shot of the shape lingering right there on the left side of your screen, very reminiscent of the 78 film. And now Laurie's house. I'm going to call it Laurie's house because we don't know any better or different at this point. A little more decorated than that very first shot we saw.
Give us something to scream about.
He says, what's going to get our monster out? Give us something to scream about. And here we've seen a bit of this sequence in the first trailer and in the second trailer as well. And we'll see a little bit more of this character. And I can go ahead and also tell you who this is now. I can confirm that the actress's name is Michelle Dawson, and this character is named Deb. And she is apparently a nurse in Haddonfield. So Nurse Deb, played by Michelle Dawson here.
It's time to lock your doors. Grab your knife for the fight.
And you hear Willie now saying, it's time to lock your doors, grab your knife for the fight. Now, again, I was just spitballing that this might be a DJ character similar to how Carpenter uses the character of Stevie Wayne in The Fog, kind of narrating the story as it's happening in live real time, like a play-by-play. And I think, at least for a portion of this film, Willie's definitely going to serve that purpose. And I think it is a cool throwback to The Fog in that way, be it intentional, subliminal, or not. And yes, I do believe that was a quick shot of our Corey Cunningham character played by Rowan Campbell earlier, here on the stairway. I'm not positive though, because his hair looks a little longer and a little shorter in some of these different shots, and it's kind of hard to verify exactly who's who in some of these shots, I'll admit. So maybe you guys have some theories or know better than I do. And this is a shot we've seen in the previous trailer. A hand coming down, picking up a Michael Myers mask that looks a whole lot like our Michael Myers mask. And then, of course, that knife not too far away either. Now, again, here we have one of our new characters, and I'm not entirely positive who this is, but look at this right here. This is an insane shot, guys. I don't even know how much to go into detail here, but look at what he's looking at. What is going to be the explanation to this? I am just so curious about this, because it looks like he's shining the light on what looks like a carving of Michael's face, of the mask. I mean, you guys see it. That looks like Michael's face in the rock that he's shining the light at. And then, of course, that's not all. If you go just down below the light, you can actually see, the shape. Michael, he's right there. He's about to attack this guy. And we saw the attack part in the previous stuff. But this has my curiosity so big. Is Michael hanging out for 4 years, carving sculptures of his mask in the rocks? What is going on with this? But it's mind-boggling to me. You guys tell me your theories, but here we go with what happens next. And we've caught little glimpses of this in the previous stuff. Michael jumping out of the shadows and spooking this guy. But, I mean, that is just creepy, seeing Michael just right over there. And this guy just enamored by what clearly looks like Michael carved in this rock. Give me your theories. Let's go back just a minute. Because again, Willie's still narrating this. And right as he says, "You're ready in case the boogeyman decides to come out and play." And here again, this poor guy encounters a very pissed off Michael Myers. And we've seen bits of that, who we now know is Nurse Deb, played by Michelle Dawson. And I said when we did our trailer breakdown on Tuesday that, yeah, I think this has the potential to be one of the funnest scenes in the film. Again, I have no idea how pivotal the character of Deb is going to be to this story, to this film. This might be her only appearance. I don't know, but it looks, with the shower and everything, like there's some callbacks to Psycho there. And it just looks like it's going to be a fun, suspense-filled scene. And speaking of Bob, that iconic Bob scene of my new bobblehead, Michael gonna pay a little homage and revisit that scene with Nurse Deb, it appears. He's also going to get up close personal with Willie, it appears. And here we start seeing a little bit more of the stuff that we've seen before, but there's just a lot of interesting things that I'm seeing in some of these frames. I mean, it almost looks like somebody wearing a Myers mask sitting in the passenger seat of this Jeep here. I mean, there's just a lot of uh, weirdness in here, and that goes in line with some of the comments that some of the people involved with the making of this movie have said in interviews over the weeks, that it's going to be maybe a little bit weird. That was one adjective we heard. So
Michael is back.
Laurie saying that Michael is back, and this is a very cool, moody shot. Getting very foggy. I like that. I'm guessing that is Hawkins running, only because it looks like he's wearing kind of a Hawkins type jacket, but unclear who that might be. And we got just a quick glimpse of this in the last week's trailer, but this time we get a tiny bit more of Allison at this Halloween party. And again, regular viewers going way back months now to when they were filming will remember me talking about them shooting this scene. And we knew from casting calls that they were going to be shooting a concert scene. And I believe, if memory serves, they were looking for a metal or death metal band to be featured at this party. Obviously some costumed teenagers, young people, and here we're getting just a little taste of what I'm just guessing is what they were filming when those casting calls for extras came through. I mean, this would be the type of scene that would need a lot of extras and some wild costumes. So as far as the Hallosphere of it all, I think this party is going to be one of the funnest, most Halloween atmosphere-filled sequences in the movie, and always up for a wild Halloween party, especially if there's a metal band involved. Bring it on.
More dangerous.
And that's Laurie making that statement that we've heard her say before, that something feels different this time. Michael feels more dangerous. And again, familiar wallpaper to all the official stills and official clips that are being released. So either a whole lot of this movie is taking place in the walls of this main house, this main location, which is very possible. But again, it's got an almost 2-hour runtime, just under 2 hours. So with a 2 hour 50 some minute runtime, like I said last week, I think there's a lot of time to spend that we haven't seen in any of this footage yet.
He's been watching me.
And that is one of the funnest, coolest scenes. That's a really good one too. But she's saying he's been watching me, and this is Michael, a really creepy, cool shot. I always love the shots, whether it's in 2018 or H2O, both bathroom scenes I'm thinking of specifically, when you get these really quick glimpses of Michael, like out of focus, right through the cracks of the doorways. This is one of those moments, and it's Michael at his creepiest and scariest, if you ask me. The silent stalker, and that's what he does best. And then, we get this great throwback to the 78 film and her seeing him down there by the laundry sheets. Again, one of our most famous scenes, one of our favorite scenes. And I talk about it all the time on here. It's just a scene you could talk about forever, because Laurie never really blinks or looks away. She's just looking. It cuts away to him, cuts back to her, cuts back to him, and he's gone. It's just such a weird scene. And the composition of this, I said, we saw it in the trailer last week, but I said that the composition of this kind of harkens back to a great shot in the early moments of Halloween 2/81, when Nurse Karen gets out of her car to go to work at Haddonfield Memorial Hospital, and you see Michael reflected in the rearview mirror, very much like this. Here it's Laurie. Apparently, Laurie's doing some stalking of her own, and I didn't even think about this until right now, as I'm here live with you guys tonight. But looking at this right this minute, I just had the thought that that's very possibly Corey and Allison that she's watching right there outside of the radio station. And maybe one of them is an employee at this station. I honestly didn't think about that before now. Some of you guys maybe thought of that a long time ago. But I didn't put that together, that one of them might be an employee at the radio station. But that Makes a lot of sense. And I'm just thinking of that bright red neon, you know, and that shot of them, that still of them that we looked at earlier tonight. That's just kind of reminding me of that. So I don't know who else she would be stalking outside the radio station if it wasn't Allison and somebody who may or may not be a new love interest. And if one of them, you know, if they're saying goodbye because one of them's got to go in for a night shift on the station because they're broadcasting all night because it's Halloween or whatever, all that kind of lines up for me. But again, this is just pure, you know, guesswork right here, and just kind of thinking out loud as I'm watching this. I didn't even plan on saying any of that, but I literally just had those thoughts as I'm watching this. But you guys tell me what you think. All right.
Comes back for you. 'Cause he is coming.
And that's Corey telling Lori that Michael's coming back for her and asking what she's going to do. And we've seen some of that in some of these promos and TV spots and so forth. And then it cuts to that shot that we got a good look at in last week's trailer, billed as the final trailer, where Michael pulls out a really rusty looking old butcher knife. He's in this drainage pipe or wherever he's been hanging out. And here's this great moment that we saw in the trailer last week, and we see it again here, and I love it because it's Michael. It's James Jude Courtney as Michael. He's just kind of exhaling away. You see his shoulders like go down, and it's like he is about to go back to work. And I think it's almost like, yes, it is time. It is October 31st, and the treats have come to me this time. That's the impression I get when he does that exhale, and I don't know what's going to happen right after that. You know, who knows how they're editing all this, if it's in any kind of sequence that they're suggesting. Probably not, but I love that scene when we saw it in the trailer last week, and I love it again here.
I know you're here.
And this really fun moment right here.
I know you're here.
You guys know I love the callbacks. Beautiful, perfect compositional callback to the opening scene in the 1978 film when young Michael Myers, age 6, in the clown costume, comes in to his house. His sister's upstairs with her boyfriend, and he pulls that knife out the drawer. I mean, the angles and everything, I'm sure if you lined it up, I'm sure somebody's already done it out there, but I just love stuff like this, you know, retracing the footsteps and the shots almost to a T, making this really echo and rhyme with the legacy that it is concluding. And yeah, I mean, it's concluding a major chapter in this franchise, no matter how you look at it. I mean, sure, the franchise will go on. Yes, they might even bring back the Laurie Strode character one day. That's one thing the dumbass host of the NBC special said wrong, was he said that throughout all 44 years, Laurie Strode has brought, or Jamie Lee Curtis has brought Laurie Strode to life. And yeah, she's done it more than anybody over 44 years, but credit where credit is due, people. Come on. Scout absolutely brought that character to life in Rob's 2 movies, and say what you want about them, but she did a damn good job. And yeah, credit where credit's due. 2 people in the history of the universe have officially brought that character to life on screen. Not just 1, 2. And maybe somebody else will down the road. But by all intents and purposes, I think it's no stretch to say that this is going to end Jamie Lee Curtis's run as this character, as part of this franchise. Very possibly Carpenter's run as part of this franchise. I mean, I don't know. Unless they do another project really soon, I don't know that we'll have another Halloween franchise project that is scored by John Carpenter, like these 3 movies have been. It's so special to have that. But I love stuff like this, where they are showing their reverence and their knowledge, and I think that's going to be a fun master mix that somebody can do down the road, is take all of the visual references and shot creations like this of all 3 of David Gordon Green's movies and match them up. You know, top screen, bottom screen, right, left, however you want to do it. Scene comparisons. I want to see that. There you go. There's your homework assignment, guys. All right, and they clean up the "come and get me." They cut out the motherfucker part. And this scene here, again, you kind of know what's coming, I'm sure, and they telegraph what's coming with the music. It's a really great scene, beautiful composition. It looks amazing right here, but I hope in the actual theatrical cut in the film they don't have that musical buildup, letting us know that he's back there before we see him. I really hope that it just pans over as she's all worried like there, and we see him right behind her with no musical cue at all, because you know that's when it's scariest, when Michael is right there and the music doesn't tell you that he's right there explicitly, like this moment in this trailer does. Still, though, a really cool looking moment, absolutely. And we get some quick flashes here that, again, a lot of stuff we've seen. We see these, I don't want to call them trick-or-treaters. I don't know what's going on with this group of, I'm guessing, teenagers. A clown mask, the clown motif with Michael and these movies, that goes a long way. Who knows what's going on here, but we will get a few glimpses of, I think, one or two other characters that I can now name, both the actors and the characters. And they might be in that group. I just don't know. It's impossible to tell right now. There's Omar Dorsey Jr. as Sheriff Barker, back for the third time. Not many people have reprised the same character in 3 consecutive Halloween franchise movies. Not many at all. I mean, there's James Hugh Courtney who's done it. I guess, technically Nick Castle has done it with The Breathing. Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, has done it. I guess Will Patton has now done it with Hawkins. Andy's done it now. But even Kyle Richards, it went in consecutive movies. Judy Greer's only 2 movies, so not many, but Omar, he can say, Sheriff Barker making his 3rd appearance here. And that is going to be a very painful kill. Somebody's going to get it with a wrench, it looks like. Love it when Michael steps out of the butcher knife toolbox and pulls out some other tools. And we get some quick shots like we've seen. There's our Corey Cunningham character. Suspicious bruises on his face. Discuss amongst yourselves, or don't. But I guess he rides a motorcycle, like a dirt bike type bike, and don't know what's going on here, but a very kind of David Gordon Green kind of 80s throwback framing. It seems. I don't know what's going on here, but if you've seen The Righteous Gemstones and you think of God, I'm forgetting his name now, but the oldest son of Danny McBride's character in the season finale when he's on the motorcycle. Anyway, I'm thinking of that, but it's probably not a good analogy. Anyway, there's Corey Cunningham, played by Rowan Campbell. And we saw that in the previous trailer. It's a little bit more, though, this time, where Allison is saying, "What are you, insane? You're not going to rest until he's killed more people," I think is what she's saying.
What are you, insane? You're not going to rest until you finish it.
Until you finished it is what she says. She says, "What are you, insane? You're not going to rest until you finished it." And there it looks like Hawkins and another Haddonfield mob, maybe? Or until everyone else is dead, Allison says. And again, no clue exactly who this character is or who this actor is at this point. I can't really make it out. Don't really want to make it out. But I know this is probably going to be one of the most brutal and intense scenes in the movie. Nice shot of Laurie and Frank there. Now, here's another new character that I can speak about just briefly. Don't really know anything about him, but I can tell you that apparently this character's name is Billy, and he is played by a young man that goes by the single name of Martine. And again, the main way that I can confirm these casting these castings and who they're playing is through these actors' own social media accounts, where they have, albeit somewhat under the radar, but they have confirmed on their own official social media accounts that they are playing these characters in Halloween Ends. So this is Martine, apparently as Billy. I'm guessing a Haddonfield High School student, judging from his jacket. And, you know, he's going to try to take a shot at Michael, maybe. He says, I got you, you psycho. Um, this is a quick, really cool shot of somebody about to get a boot to the face. Shades of Sartain with that boot to the face, I think. Some quick little shots, and I know you guys can't really hear it right here, but Carpenter's score is going off in this new, like, high-pitched, almost psycho-pitched version of the classic theme. Really elevating it with strings and a much higher pitched, more tense feeling. Another great moment of Allison screaming. Man, she has been through a lot with this character that at the beginning of the 2018 film, she didn't even really so much believe was a threat or existed. And now here, we've seen this quick shot in, I think, all of the trailers we've seen so far. Definitely in the last one. And we've speculated who this might be, who this is. Well, I think I've uncovered this as well. I can report that this is a character named Margot, and Margot is played by a actress named Joey Harris. And again, I don't know anything about these characters. I don't know how big of a role they may or may not play in the story or in the overall plot of this film. But these are definitely new characters not featured before, new actors not featured in this franchise before, and to me that's always exciting. I mean, I love the new blood, no pun intended, but I do. And we so I'm excited that this trailer gives us just a little taste of some of these other new characters. Not take anything away from our returning characters, obviously, and our legacy characters, of course, and the epic Michael versus Laurie saga that's coming to an end. We know, but I mean, but you guys tell me what you think. I mean, do you like these tastes of new characters like I do? I mean, I'm happy with getting just a little bit of this. I still don't find this all that spoilery. I think a lot of things could go a lot of different ways here. I mean, but it gets me more excited for and here's a pretty interesting moment here where Laurie flips this knife up, and I don't know if you can see it there, but right at the bottom of the screen, that is, in fact, Michael's reflection in the blade. And here we get Michael throwing Laurie around, stabby, stabby. Halloween Ends, coming October 14th. In theaters, and of course also streaming on Peacock on October 14th. There we go. Classic shot of the boogeyman right there. All right, talk amongst yourselves for 1 minute. All right, we are back. Let's go over here to the live chat for a minute. All right, so you guys give me your thoughts on all of that in the comments down below. Here in the live chat, let me know what you think about this third unexpected trailer. These new characters, these new actors playing them. I mean, we're going to want to learn everything about them. At least I am. If you're like me, I mean, I soak all this stuff in. Now I'm like stalking all of the actors. I'm trying to find out more about them, what they're all about, and what their background is, and what they're bringing into this, and what kind of scene these characters are going to be in. Because even if it's one scene, this is something I was thinking about too. Is you look at the Halloween franchise, and a lot of our favorite moments, our favorite scenes, are sometimes with characters that aren't even necessarily regarded as the biggest, most important characters of the film, meaning Laurie, Loomis, Allison, Karen, people like that. Always, sometimes it's some of the smaller characters that have the most memorable kills, and that was certainly true in the last two films. Some of these other actors are going to be very, they're going to be getting a lot of attention now, and I'm glad that trailer showcased just a little bit more, just enough, to let us know that there is going to be some other action. Yes, it's not all going to be confined into this one red house with this specific wallpaper and this kitchen battle. Even though, this kitchen battle should be like a long battle, right? I mean, if it's the final battle, it's going to be big and long. And I think we heard David Gordon Green alluding that he kind of wanted it to be like the fist fight in They Live. Another John Carpenter homage, but again, that makes perfect sense. And of course, this should be like that. All right. You guys give me your thoughts on this. Andromeda says, do you guys think the fight in the kitchen might be Corey and then Michael after Laurie kills Corey? You mean Michael shows up after Laurie kills Corey in the kitchen fight? David believes so. Rob thinks so. Look, I think almost anything's possible at this point. And again, like I said earlier, I'm not so obsessed with who's behind the mask. I'm not so obsessed with, because we know Michael's going to be a part of this movie no matter what. The real Michael. And that's all that matters. We know James Hugh Courtney's actual Michael, and I just want the film, because again, it's nothing new for this franchise to explore other people trying on a Michael Myers mask or a costume, or even impersonating Michael in some way. They've explored these ideas in the past, even in some unmade forms, and some that made very briefly into some of the actual sequels. So I don't think that's I'm not obsessing with that. I'm totally fine with all that. And I'm also not obsessing with, like I said earlier, who's going to die, who's going to kill, as far as the Michael Laurie and all that stuff. Because we've been through this before, and that's all that means. They've died before in this franchise, and so David Santa Carla says, I hope Michael kills everyone and eats all of Laurie's Activia. I just don't want to see what happens after he eats all that Activia. Patrick says, I'm curious what happened to the Myers house after kills, unless I missed it in a trailer or TV spot, but didn't see it anywhere. Andromeda says, maybe Laurie killed it. That's why Michael comes after her this time. That's an interesting thought, that maybe that's why he's after her this time. A lot of people thought David Gordon Green was kidding when he did the live commentary last year, or maybe it was earlier this year. You guys help me. He did the live tweet of Halloween Ends. I guess it was back in December when it came out on digital. They did the live tweet of Halloween Ends extended cut. And he said at that point in that tweet that somebody asked if the Myers house was going to be used in Halloween Ends. And he said that Laurie Strode bulldozed it to the ground after the events of Halloween Kills. And a lot of people, I think, took that as a joke, because David Gordon Green is kind of a jokester. But I always kind of took that as, well, no, that kind of makes perfect sense to me for this version of Laurie Strode. I think that's absolutely what she would do. I mean, absolutely. I think she would, not even take a nap after the events of the last two movies until that house was no more, and the gravestone, the Judith gravestone, even though Judith herself is innocent, yeah, Judith gets no gravestone anymore. That's going to be in rubble, in dust. Um, yeah, I think it makes total sense. So I never took it that he was joking with that. So as far as I'm concerned, until we hear differently, she bulldozed it to the ground. Yeah, David says Laurie bulldozed it. Yeah. All right, let's scroll back up here a little bit. Yes, David caught Michael's face on the blade. Yeah, that was a good moment. AC says HK really played up the fact that Michael wasn't really after Laurie, and it was a coincidence they ended up in the same place in 2018. I hope they keep that going for ends. I do too. You know, they like you said, they really played it up in kills and explained that it was not, you know, Michael's intent to be coming after her like she thought all those years. So yeah, I think it would be a letdown for them to let go of that storyline and that strain of plot right now. Um, that's why I still have a lot of questions, which I'm happy about. I'm happy to be less than 2 weeks out and still have so many questions and be confused about so many things. You know, we know this is 4 years later, but is that all it's going to be? You know, I mean, what I mean? I mean, he says he's not really going to explain what Michael was doing over the 4 years, but I mean, could we get some other little shots? Most of these movies always take place on one day, October 31st. You know, that establishing shot in the beginning of that trailer, Laurie's house looks almost completely undecorated, like she's just starting to decorate it, maybe. So I'm just wondering, I mean, that's a lot of decorating to do in one day just for one October 31st. Or maybe she decides on the morning, all right, I'm finally going to decorate it after all these years. I'm going to get in the spirit. I don't know. I got a lot of questions, but that's good. I want these questions, and after 3 trailers, yeah, I don't think it's spoiled anything too much for me. David says block party, yeah. David thinks it was Michael carving his face into the cable. Oh, you're just joking. Yeah. I don't know what that, I mean, but what is the other explanation? You know, like, I mean, I would say that we're just seeing things, except for that character. That guy is clearly seeing it too in the movie. Like, he's flashing his light on it, like, oh my God. So fixated on that he doesn't see what we can see when we still frame it, that Michael's right there about to jump out at him. I mean, I'm very curious about that. And again, maybe it'll just be one of the things that they don't even explain. That they just, you know, they just show and they'll just leave it up to us and say it was down there. So we'll just assume, well, Michael has been down there getting artistic. And maybe he would. You know, I always said that Michael, this would be my only thing that I would bring to the character if I could, is Michael should wield knives the way a drummer wields drumsticks, the weight of them. I mean, he knows every number of stick, every brand, he knows exactly. Michael would know that about knives. I think maybe not this Michael, but if I was gonna reboot it or something, my Michael, that'd be the one thing I do. Like he wouldn't necessarily be juggling knives, but he damn sure would be able to if he wanted to. Like if he wanted to wow you and because he knows the weight of it. He'd be so familiar. Like that'd be the one area of his brain that is genius level of like knowing the exact weight, feel, everything about a knife, balance, everything about knives, all sizes of knives. That would be where his genius level brain would be. Anyway, food for thought. There you go. Something fun to think about. Myers Fan 78 has checked in, bought his ticket today for Halloween Ends. I say his, I'm sorry, bought his or her ticket, I don't know. I've made that mistake a few times in here. Let's see. What else you guys are saying? Yeah, Patrick remembers the live watch, but missed it. Yeah. Well, he did say that about Laurie bulldozing it in that live stream. And again, I think a lot of people at that time, even some of our viewers, I think at the time when we talked about it, um, said that they thought he was kidding. I never really took it as kidding. I mean, David Gordon Green does like to kind of mess with us. And again, in all honesty, it's probably going to be a thing they won't even address. Like they're probably not even going to mention Myers' house. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe they will, but I like to think that she bulldozed it down. And again, it could just be a passing like Allison thing. You know, what happened to that psycho's house? My grandmother bulldozed it down on November 1st. You know, or maybe on October 31st of 2019 on the 1-year anniversary or something like that. Who knows? But that is what he said. And I always kind of took it as okay, that's canon when he said that, because again, this version of Laurie after the last 2 movies, I think it makes perfect sense. That's exactly what she would do, in my opinion. And John says, that's a really nice carving, though. I know, right? It's so, like, I mean, it's almost too nice for Michael to have done down there, maybe? I don't know. It's just so odd and weird, and I would say it's like one of those things I would say we were getting punked or this wasn't legit, but it aired on NBC, and it's just so. It's just, and then the creepy thing of Michael right there, you know, sitting right behind, just wait, all that, just very weird. Larry says he'd love to see Michael get his knife from a store than Nick Castle being the cashier or worker and have Michael walk by him and not kill him, though. Yeah, that's pretty much what my prediction / hope of Nick's cameo, his unmasked cameo that he said he's going to be a whole character that's not Michael Myers and he's going to be unmasked. Yeah, let him be the guy. Let Michael walk into Nichols hardware store and buy some butcher knives and rope and stuff like that. It'd be unmasked James, but we would never really see it clearly, you know, kind of like how they shot it in 2018. Yeah, do that, and then let Nick Castle be the person ringing him up at the end. Yeah, and Nick could even say something like, "Don't I recognize you?" And you know, of course, Michael wouldn't answer. He just turned and walk out. Let's see. Rob says because he lived the 4 years without dying, don't make him an easy kill, please. Oh yeah, I mean, come on, you can't kill the boogeyman. So I mean, even if they're gonna quote unquote kill off the boogeyman, yeah, it can't be easy. And I guess that's my thinking is that in this franchise, going back to the whole idea of is somebody else wearing the Michael Myers mask? Is there an imposter? Is you know, is it Corey? Is it somebody else? Is it, you know, what's going on with all this stuff? We've talked on previous Mondays about how this franchise has a history of kind of exploring imposter killers, alternate Michael Myers, and other people just goofing off wearing Michael Myers masks in various scenes throughout the other films. And I think it's all, you know, it's all good and fine and justified as long as the person, if they are in fact disrespecting the mask and the shape in some way, gets their comeuppance. You know what I mean? As long as they get what's due them. Because I can think of at least one character that lived to talk shit about it after talking shit to the shape in a shape mask. So as long as that particular scenario is not revisited, I think we'll probably be all right. Because yeah, I mean, in every other scenario, these people making light of what it is to be the Shape, learn pretty quick that yeah, they're you don't mess with that. Andromeda says if Lori didn't bulldoze it, sure the whole town burned it down. Yeah. Yeah. That too. I mean, if it's not just her bulldozing, maybe she'd be the one kind of leading the charge. But and maybe they'll allude to that. Maybe it'll just be like a newspaper headline we see in the background or something. I mean, these are the type details that I love in these movies, and I really appreciate that David Gordon Green's team has taken. And Christopher Nelson talks about this. They've all talked about how they all have so much passion for the original film. It's like the reason they all started doing what they do. And so these three films, they've all put all these little things, Easter eggs and what have you, details, clothing details that only us hardcore fans are really going to notice and appreciate. But I totally appreciate it. And I totally appreciate them taking the time and the effort to do that. Ginny says, did Michael go to school to be a good artist? Yeah, maybe. Hey, it's been 4 years. He did it. Wouldn't that be so funny now if Michael is like taking off the mask, putting on some regular clothes, and going to like Haddonfield Community College for 4 years, taking art classes, taking sculpting classes? Maybe he's only killing, not just on Halloween, and not really for his usual, I don't know, Samhain reasons or whatever, but maybe he's only killing just, during off season just to get the food and clothes. He needs to keep going to community college to find his new passion of sculpting rocks and carving. Maybe he's just been down there with that rusty knife, sitting there chiseling away, staring at the mask. I mean, that's what I'm picturing based on what we've seen here, which is a whole new way. I never really thought of Michael. Like we always, Loomis says he sits there, unbelievable patience, right? Inhuman patience, staring, not seeing the wall, looking beyond the wall, looking to this night, 15 years down the road. With, I mean, what if it's something like that? Only he's not just sitting still. He's like, my mask. I'm staring at my mask. I'm going to carve my mask into this uncarvable thing because I carve, I cut, and I love this face. And I don't know. My mind goes crazy thinking about it. It's after midnight. I'm rambling. But you guys, you see what I'm saying. I mean, it opens up some wild, weird possibilities. And again, I'm not mad at any of it. I think it's just damn interesting that we see that in there. And that, it's... Because again, any other time I would say, well, we're just seeing things and it's not really there. But that character, whoever that is, I can't tell if that's the Billy character. I don't think it is. It looks like a different actor. So I don't know who it is. Doesn't look like Corey to me. It doesn't look like the Billy character. It looks like somebody else. Another actor that I've yet to positively identify. The hunt goes on. The search goes on. If you know, contact us right now at HalloweenDailyNews.com/contact. Anyway, no spoilers though. Anyway, no. He's currently looking at it, currently shining the light, like thinking he found, something cool, which he did. But not what he's about to find or what's about to find him. Anyway, let's see here. So those fight scenes and pictures of Michael look like it's in the daytime. Does Laurie kill Corey and think he's the only one doing any of this? And then Michael comes, Andromeda is speculating. Look, I think all that's very, very possible. I mean, I've said before, wouldn't it be cool if all of this final battle, Michael Laurie stuff and this Corey Cunningham stuff was very much designed to keep us busy until the movie comes out. And like some of these other characters that we just mentioned tonight, we're getting our first glimpse of. Maybe they're part of the real story. It's probably more the other way around in reality, but wouldn't it be cool if like they're putting out the side story as the main story and the real story is what they haven't even really mentioned yet. I'm going to take a quick detour real quick right here and talk about Terrifier 2 for just like 2 minutes, okay? Because you might have saw I published my review today. I watched it, and it comes to mind because no spoilers, but Terrifier 2 takes some crazy risks and goes some places the first Terrifier movie does not go. Sorry if y'all don't care about Terrifier or aren't watching it, but and one of those, and again, no spoilers, but there is a new character introduced that they have managed to keep completely secret. In all the build up to Terrifier 2. And it's kind of going to blow some people's minds, I think, you know. And it might even be a little controversial. I think it was awesome, but it's going to be, you know, it's definitely one of the bigger swings that Damien Leone takes in the sequel that you might not see coming. I didn't see coming. Anyway, but my point is, they started filming that movie back in early 2020, right before lockdown and everything. They took breaks, they finished it. So for 2 years, they were able to keep that secret. It just gives me hope that what if you know, Universal and Blumhouse and Rough House, David Gordon Green's production company, what if they all were able to think ahead and say, you know, let's handpick a couple really choice, good scenes, legit footage to put out there and whet fans' appetite, meanwhile keeping some of the main story hidden. I don't know. Real quick on Terrifier 2, quick programming note while I got you. I'll go ahead and say it now because we're going to be wrapping up here in just a few minutes. But outside of this franchise, we got a lot of exciting things. A lot of exciting things in the franchise, of course, because it's final countdown to Halloween ends. But that's only a portion of what's going on here at the channel. Terrifier 2, Art the Clown fans, get ready. Like I said, I dropped my full review on HalloweenDailyNews.com today. Go check it out at your leisure if you want. It's a spoiler-free review. Tomorrow, exclusive interview with Lauren Lavera. She plays the new character Sienna in Terrifier 2, and I'm telling you guys, you are gonna love her. You're gonna love the character. You're gonna love Lauren. I hope you're gonna love the interview. I'm very proud of it. We had a great conversation, but man, wait till you see her in this movie. I am telling you guys. I said the first time I saw Terrifier that movie was here to stay, and I said the first time I saw Art the Clown on All Hallows Eve almost a decade ago that character is here to stay and ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you, Sienna is here to stay. She is a new genre hero for the ages. That's what I said in my review, and I'll keep saying it. And of course, David Howard Thornton is amazing. So tomorrow, Terrifier Tuesday, we've got an exclusive interview with Lauren Lavera right here on the HGN channel, talking all about Terrifier 2. That is dropping tomorrow morning right here on the HGN channel. You don't want to miss that. Then 2 days after that, this Thursday, October 6th, that is the day that Terrifier 2 opens in more than 800 theaters nationwide. That day, we've got a brand new exclusive interview with Art the Clown himself, David Howard Thornton. And this is an epic interview. Spoiler warning, though, you are definitely going to want to watch Terrifier 2 before watching the interview, or at least before watching the second half of it. The first half is spoiler free, and then there'll be a spoiler warning, and then we're going to go into detail on some stuff on this new movie. And it's pretty cool because it's actually the very first time that David Howard Thornton, in 2 years since wrapping filming, has been able to truly talk about the movie, like without worrying about spoilers or anything. And so he had a lot of stories to tell, obviously. And of course, I was honored and privileged that he chose us, HDN, you know, because he recognizes the support that we've given the film and the first film and Damien Leone, and he, you know, he came to us to give us these stories first before anybody else. So that's coming Thursday. Again, spoiler warning on that one. You're going to want to go see the movie Thursday night, then watch that interview. And some of you have asked, some might be confused if about the release of Terrifier 2. It is opening in over 800 theaters this weekend. From what I understand, it's playing this weekend. Now, if it does unbelievably well, they might add more theaters. But from what I understand, it will begin streaming on Screambox, one of the streaming apps, kind of like Shudder, later this month. So, in other words, probably like next weekend. They're not going to announce that until after these theatrical engagements, obviously, because they want everybody to experience it on the big screen. And God help anybody that ends up in any of those theaters that has not seen Terrifier and doesn't know what they're getting into. Because, oh man. But those of you that have seen it and are hungry for more, you will not be disappointed. The movie is great if you love the first one. If the first one ain't for you, don't even. Yeah, this one will not. You won't make it 5 minutes if you didn't like the first one. But if you love the first one and want more of that, this is that first one times like 10. Okay. And Lauren's great, and David, of course, is unbelievable in it. So I'm very excited to bring you these interviews. Next week, we've got more exclusive interviews coming. You know how it goes. I don't like to jinx myself. I don't announce who it is until they're recorded and in the can. And I'm recording them this week. So I'm not going to say who it is. But one of them, I will tell you, is from the Halloween movie franchise. They are part of more than one movie in the Halloween movie franchise. And my plan is to announce that interview 1 week tonight during next week's Michael Myers Monday Live here on the HDN channel. And we will announce and reveal who that interview is with, and also debut a exclusive preview clip from that interview. That'll be next week here on the HDN channel. And that's not the only interview coming next week as well. We got somebody else who's not part of the Halloween franchise, but is kind of a living legend. So there's that. Excuse me. All right. So again, make note of all that. Join us for all that. Lots of good stuff. Lots of fun interviews. Still tons more coverage of Haunted Screams Expo. Lots of crazy stuff coming right here on the channel. David seeing Terrifier 2 this Thursday. Excellent. Yes. Don't wait. Go see it in the theater Thursday. And then, David, when you get home, get yourself a beverage, sit back and chill, and listen to me and David talk all about Art the Clown. And like I said, it's a pretty lengthy, epic interview. He was very generous with his time. And like I said, he had a lot to say when we got into the new stuff. And I was more than happy to soak it all in. The first half of the interview, though, is all about the first movie and what led to that. And of course, we talked a little bit about Halloween itself, and then the whole second half of the interview is Terrifier 2. So, if you're seeing it Thursday, perfect timing. You can go see it, and then you can come home and or even over the weekend check out the interview. But you definitely want to see it before checking out the interview, unless you just don't care about spoilers, in which case, go for it. But I would advise the way to do it. And with Lauren's, it's pretty spoiler free. I mean, we do talk about some things in the movie, but we kept it pretty spoiler free and out of specifics. So that one I think you're safe to check out tomorrow when it drops on Terrifier Tuesday. Technically today, it's after midnight, so technically it's already Terrifier Tuesday. But anyway, it's also Michael Myers Monday, Michael Myers Month. Let's see, Ben Tramer in the house. Nice. Patrick loves Terrifier. Looking forward to part 2. Yeah, if you love Terrifier, that's all I'll say, is you will not be disappointed. I say it's worth the wait. I say it was worth the wait. It was a long wait, but I say it was worth it. Again, you can read my review if you want or don't, but David Leone, I'm getting, it's getting late. Damien Leone, yeah, he delivers on every front. I think the writing's actually better in this film. Damien's writing is better. I said this in the review than in Terrifier. I didn't think it was bad in Terrifier, but I think he made leaps and bounds better, especially with some of the family dynamics of Sienna and her family, which is a big part of this movie. Again, David is just phenomenal and really makes the role his own even more than in Terrifier. Like, if you loved his performance in Terrifier, there's so much more art in this movie. Yeah, I don't think that's a spoiler to say that. A lot more art. A lot more movie. I mean, it's almost 2.5 hours long, so a lot more movie in this one, but a lot of art, and pretty much every single scene that Art isn't in, and almost everyone that a lot of them that he is in as well, is Sienna is in. So between the two of them, they totally carry the movie. Not to take anything away from the supporting cast, because they're all great. They're all really great, and But yeah, very, very proud and excited to have the stars, the leads of this week's highly anticipated Halloween horror movie sequel, Terrifier 2, right here on the HDN channel. So be sure to check that out. And look for more exclusive interviews coming next week, too, including from this franchise and maybe from Halloween Ends. Who knows? It's our month, so a lot going on. Larry says he's fine as long as Michael doesn't speak. Yes. Yeah, let's not do that. Rob says Terrifier was awesome. Can't wait to see part 2. See both those interviews. Awesome. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Jenny says David was born in 79, like you. Awesome. Yeah, he's about of our generation. I'm a couple years older than you guys. If you were born in 79. But not too much. We're all around that era. Rob says he hears Sienna kicks ass in Terrifier 2. Yeah, I mean, it's she is going to be the when it comes to the kills and the gore, it delivers. And again, I mean, there's a scene in particular that you've seen the hacksaw scene, you know what I'm talking about. Well, there's a scene in the new one that it's this movie's version of the hacksaw scene, and I'll leave it up to you of whether they top it or they just come close to rivaling it. I'll leave it up to you to judge. I'm saying you're not going to be disappointed, though. Let me put it that way. You are not going to be disappointed. And like I said, you ain't going to have to wait long either for shit to start happening in that movie. Anyway, read my review at HalloweenDailyNews.com. It's a spoiler-free review, but it'll just get you more hyped to watch it because obviously I loved it. But yeah, Sienna, she's going to be a character that horror fans, I think, are just really going to embrace. Like Laurie Strode, you know, like some of these iconic characters like Ellen Ripley, you know, these badass female warriors that you know aren't the most assuming or the most obvious heroes that you would always think, but then you know they find this inner strength, they find this power within them to overcome unbelievable obstacles that are just unimaginable and these unstoppable forces. And, you know, anyway, she's along those lines, along that lineage. And again, I'm not spoiling anything about who lives, who dies, or anything in Terrifier 2. Trust me, I'm not. Trust me. But yeah, she's badass. Oh, yeah. And Lauren's really cool. And the interview's a lot of fun. So, tomorrow. Actually, in just a few hours. Larry says that hacksaw scene. Yeah. I mean, again, I'll be honest. My wife, Sue, she had to look away at a certain point watching Terrifier 2, and that's rare in our house because we've seen just about everything. But yeah, it's that graphic, intense, yeah, bloody is an understatement. I will say I didn't say this in the review, but it is kind of fitting that Bloody Disgusting is part of the distribution of this movie because there may be no other movie that I've seen that more precisely illustrates the words bloody disgusting than Terrifier 2. And I mean that in the best way possible. Vibe says the first film was on a whole new level of terror. Yeah. Again, I'm getting off Michael Myers stuff here, but yeah, it's this one takes that new level of terror and multiplies it. Yeah. Again, if you were at all squeamish on the first one, you might have a hard time with this one. But if you love the first one and you're ready for more, oh yeah, this is for you. You're gonna love it. I can't wait to hear reactions from actual theaters when people, like I said, God help anybody that doesn't know what they're getting into because they're gonna be in for a treat. All right, real quick, let's do some shout outs and then I'm gonna get out of here for tonight, guys. It is getting late here. It's getting early here on a Terrifier Tuesday already. All right, let's jump over here to Twitter real quick for some quick Michael Myers Monday shout-outs. This first one comes to us from Connie Satterfield at Connie JoJo2 on Twitter. We see you, Connie, every single week, rocking the Michael Myers Monday hashtag. Love it. Love you for your support. And love this meme. It says me on October 14th in the full Michael outfit. Costume, got the popcorn, 2 Pepsis, not just one. Of course, the only thing I would change is technically it's going to be me on October 13th. That's the first night my local theater is playing it. Thursday night preview shows. So that's when I'm planning on going Thursday night. And I think we'll probably have to do a live, like, out of the theater discussion that night. Very probably. We'll see. But also from Twitter, this one comes from the Halloween verse of parody accounts. From the one and only Dr. Sartain himself, who says, Happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody, and shares a photo of Dr. Sartain, lest we forget when we talk about people like this new Corey Cunningham. Maybe he's wearing a Michael Myers mask. We talk about other characters in the franchise that have worn a Michael Myers mask and have tried to impersonate Michael or tried to tap into the Shape's power in some way, shape, or form, lest we forget who started it all in this trilogy, this modern, most recent 3 films anyway. Dr. Ranbir Sartain, who did in fact try on the Michael Myers mask. For a few seconds anyway. Talk about a shocking scene. How shocked were you the first time you witnessed this scene in the theater? For pure shock value, this is one of the best scenes. I mean, who can say that they saw this coming? Who can say that they weren't legitimately thrown when, like, oh shit, when he stood up? I mean, yeah, maybe you're like, oh shit. Okay, maybe you were like that. But I think for at least a few seconds, everybody was kind of like, oh, what is going on here? Definitely shocking. All right, thank you, Dr. Sartain, for your participation. One more from Twitter tonight. This is from Griff Cohout. Michael Myers Halloween Ends billboard at Highland Avenue in Hollywood, Los Angeles, California. And got to share this because how freaking cool is this? Michael Myers, like 10 stories tall on a billboard on a highway in LA today. Yeah. Michael is everywhere. It's his time. Damn right. Cherish this. Love these next few days. I mean, you can't even say weeks now because we've got a week and days now. It's crazy. It's surreal. I can't believe we're already here. All right, moving over to Instagram. This one comes from the October Afterglow. And I love how she's recreating one of our favorite iconic scenes from 78. Got her Myers in there coming through the closet door. Got her coat hanger. Nice job. And this one from our own Patrick Ring, one of our channel members, illustrious channel members. And of course, he is on Twitter at That Halloween Movie Collector. And he says, what a happy triple M it is when you add a holy grail to your collection, the original Atari 2600 Halloween video game released in 1983 by Wizard Video Games. Patrick, holy crap, you're right. This is a holy grail item for collectors. Really cool. And I appreciate the Happy Michael Myers Monday on there. Yeah, this is just too cool, man. I know you were thrilled to own this. I'm jealous. I think everybody is. But man, how cool is that? And this ties in with our earlier story tonight about the new Halloween Ends online video game that you can play. The graphics are probably comparable in the two, honestly. Yeah, this is a piece of history right here. All right, one more from Instagram. This comes from Lynn Larrett at 440. And she says, October tip of the day, get a man that will chase after you. And of course, she's rocking her Michael Myers shirt that says the same. Love that. You guys know what's up. Use the Michael Myers Monday hashtag every week, especially this coming Monday, because it is Halloween Ends week, the biggest Michael Myers Monday of all, except for, I guess, maybe this year on October 31st, which actually does fall on Michael Myers Monday. What are we going to do about that, huh? So we got a lot of big Mondays to come up. But, yeah, use the hashtag. Feel free to tag us on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on all that good stuff. We're on all the socials. And every week we share just a couple here, but I always try to retweet, repost as many as I can on the socials. We've been doing this for almost 10 years now. We've been running HDN for 10 years since our launch in 2012, and launched the hashtag in 2013. So coming up on 10 years of Michael Myers Mondays every damn Monday. So use the hashtag and keep it going, guys. All right. I'm going to turn over here to the live chat one more time, and then we are going to get out of here this evening because I am beat. Patrick says a long search is finally over. Yeah, I bet, man. David Sewer has it as well. What? David, you are the man too. That is awesome. Rob's jealous, like we all are, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. That is really cool. That is one of those. That is a grail item for a lot of collectors, obviously. I mean, like I said, I'm not even a video game guy. I'm not the last video game system that I owned was like the original Nintendo, the NES, not the 64 or anything. The NES, Super Mario Brothers. My son's got the PS4 or whatever, but so I've messed around with that a little bit with him, but when they do announce that kick-ass Halloween franchise game done in the style of Friday the 13th and the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre game that's coming, which, it's going to happen. As I've said, it's a matter of time. Maybe that's what they'll do in some downtime in between this Halloween Ends and whatever film project comes next. Maybe we'll get the video game in that downtime. Who knows? We can be wishful, right? Vibe says 44 years, it finally comes to an exciting end. Oh my God, it's so bittersweet. I can't believe it. And again, we know it's not going to come to an end in the sense of the franchise will never die. Michael Myers will never go away. They're going to keep making movies and maybe even TV shows or who knows what down the road. Comic books are always cool. But you can't discount and you can't understate the fact that this is a big moment. Even if it's just isolated to the end of the Laurie Strode character, to the end of Jamie Lee Curtis's version even of the Laurie Strode character. And again, I think very realistically, and it'll probably be the last time we have Carpenter involved, at least to this extent. And that's monumental. Those are kind of the last ties to the original film. I mean, they brought back some of those legacy characters and some of those legacy actors in the previous film, and then they dispensed of them, and who knows what's going to happen with Lindsay here, but it's really Lindsay and Laurie character-wise that are left, and Jamie, Kyle, and Carpenter, that are left still involved 44 years later. So if all of them go and aren't involved in whatever the next iteration of Haddonfield or the Halloween franchise or Michael Myers or wherever they go with it may be, that's pretty damn significant. And for a franchise like this that, I consider the best horror franchise. I mean, I think, NBC called it the most iconic horror franchise of all time. I think they're right. No offense to the others, but, it is the most iconic in horror. It is, and they do kind of set the tempo for everybody else in a lot of ways. Um, so you can't really understate what a big deal it is. It is a big deal. So, like I say every week, like I've been saying every week for the last year, enjoy it, guys. Celebrate, live it up, and soak it in, man. Because once it's here, it's going to be here, and you can only watch it for the first time once. But give me your ideas in the comments. Start thinking, what are we going to do? Premiere night, Thursday night, premiere weekend. Shoot me some ideas of what we should do. You know, I mean, maybe like just a quick, not a big long thing, but like a quick Thursday night. Hey, just got out the theater. If any of you else have watched it, or haven't watched it yet, here's my spoiler-free kind of reaction, thoughts. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. Maybe we do something like that. Maybe we wait. I think with HK, I came on that Friday and gave more of my thoughts then. Maybe, I don't even remember what we did last year. It's all kind of a blur right this minute, but part of that's just because it's late and I'm tired. But in any case, subscribe so you don't miss any of our Halloween Ends coverage, and of course our Terrifier 2 coverage and everything else we got going on here at the channel, including all those awesome exclusive interviews, starting with Lauren Rivera of Terrifier 2 tomorrow. I'm telling you, she's going to be, if you love Laurie Strode and like Sarah Connor and characters like that, you're going to love getting to know Lauren, and you are going to love the character of Sienna. Okay? So, tune in tomorrow for that. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of our surprise live streams, because you never know when it might happen. There's breaking news all the time this month. Exciting events happening, so you don't want to miss any of that. We will be doing some non-Monday live streams from time to time, believe it or not. So you're not going to want to miss any of that. And again, drop us a line down below. If you've got nothing to say, just leave us a jack-o'-lantern emoji. That always works too. And you can read more about everything we talk about here on these live streams and all the photos we've seen. You can see a better look at them right now at HalloweenDailyNews.com. I did put links to the game, the video game, in the description below, as well as to the Amazon link to purchase the Michael Myers Halloween 2 Chia Pet. You know you're going to have to get it. You know you're going to have to get it. You know, I'm going to have to get it. It's a Michael Myers Chia Pet. I mean, it's come on. It's ridiculous, but you're going to have to get it. We're all going to have to get it. I mean, the Chia Pet, if you're like of my age and my gender, you remember seeing those commercials decades ago, and now it's kind of weird because you see them as like Snoop Dogg Chia Pets, and like I said, Elvira and Pennywise and all these. It's weird now, but of course they're going to do that. If they're still around, they're going to snatch up some licenses. So anyway, let me know in the comments if you're going to be buying the Michael Myers Halloween 2 Chia Pet, and when you do, tag us on your Instagram posts. All right. Yeah. You guys talk about the E.T. video game. Oh yeah, that was another classic that another non-classic that was a non-starter. All right, guys, it is well into Terrifier Tuesday right now, so I'm going to go make final preps on our interview, and you will see me next in that interview in just a few hours on Tuesday morning, Terrifier Tuesday. And like I said, lots more good stuff, including Art Clown himself, David Howard Thornton, coming on Thursday, and more surprises throughout the week. You're not going to want to miss any of it. Until then, I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you all for watching, for hanging out, for joining me, for conversing in the live chat. You guys are amazing, as always. You guys are friends. It's great to see you all. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all healthy, enjoying our month. It's our time. Like I said, cherish it, live it up, and keep it killer. You know what I mean, guys? Happy Michael Myers Monday. Are you ready?